Hello students, very warm welcome back in this channel. Today's topic threaded tree. Threaded tree in C++. So now take a short overview. A threaded tree is a special kind of binary tree that makes tree traversal faster and more memory efficient. Now try to understand in detail. Traversing is what? You all have noticed that in the linked list case, when I try to create a link among list, in that case traversing is required. सिंपल सा फंडा है. इफ यू ट्राई टू प्रिंट एनी पार्टिकुलर एलिमेंट, अगर आप किसी पार्टिकुलर एलिमेंट को प्रिंट करना चाहते हो, इफ यू ट्राई टू इंसर्ट एनी एलिमेंट, इफ यू ट्राई टू डिलीट एनी एलिमेंट इन द लिंक लिस्ट केस, ऑन दैट केस ट्रैवर्सिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड. Okay, so traversing is what? This is the idea to traverse one node to another node according to our requirement. So when I talk about a non-linear data structure like tree, अगर हम tree की बात करते हैं, so definitely if I try to print any particular element, if I try to delete any particular element, if I try to insert any particular element, in that case traversing is required. So traversing is what? This is the most common operation by which we can traverse one node to another node according to our requirement. समझते हैं? Notice over that traversing is what? This is the most common operation in the binary tree where we can use null pointer field. Notice over that. We can use the null pointer field to contain address pointer which point to the next node during the traversal of a binary tree. We have a binary tree like this. Okay. So each node, जैसा कि आप जानते हो कि हर एक नोड डिवाइडेड होता है यहाँ पे 3 सेक्शन में. Okay, this node also keep the address of your left node, left child node, and this node keep the address of your right child node. Simple. Same as this is also the node, and this also divided into 3 section. This is the data field, info field, and this also store the address of your next node, left node, and this also store the address of your right node. Okay, so simple here I write, we can use a null pointer field, we can use this null pointer field to contain the address pointer which point to your next node, जो कि आपके next node को point करता है during the traversal of binary tree. अगर आप binary tree में traversing करते हो तब, and such a pointer which keep the address of next node, वैसा pointer जो address रखता है आपके next node का, ये क्या कहलाएगा? Thread कहलाएगा. Okay, and a binary tree which implements this pointer, और binary tree इस pointer को जब ये implement करता है, this is called threaded binary tree. Okay, now let us start and try to understand. Students, this video is the theoretical part. In my next lecture, where I try to make you understand about threaded using practical. Okay, so next video will be the practical part. So now let us start and try to understand. As we know that there are 3 types of traversing. Okay, in order traversing, in order traversing, pre-order, 1 minute, why? Yes, pre-order traversing and post-order traversing. Okay, as you know that there are 3 types of traversing. that we perform over any boundary tree. Now, in order traversing, यहाँ मैं देखूंगी कि there are two ways by which we can traverse. Okay, the first one way traversing, and the second one, two-way traversing. Okay, one way traversing, here we can traverse like left after using a left thread, and now the next after using a right thread. And when I talk about a two-way traversing, so two-way traversing में क्या होगा कि we can use left and right both way. Okay, notice over that. Suppose we have a tree like this. Okay, we have a node A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Okay, notice over that. हर एक नोड डिवाइड है हमारा 3 सेक्शन में, where the first node hold the address of your left subnode and the right node left keep the address of your right subnode like this. Okay, yeah, this is the example of your one way left thread. Okay, traversing. So here this is your first node and this is your address that will point the address of your next node. Okay, so this point the address of your next node like this for the traversing के purpose से, and this left node also keep the address, hold the address of your next node like this, where this field is store the null pointer. ये हमारा null pointer को store कर रहा है. This also store the null pointer. Okay, because this is the last node of this. Now this also store the right address. Okay, this is the right section and this store the address of your right subnode. So this point your right node, and here this store the null pointer, and this also store the null pointer. Same as this store your the address of your left subnode, and this store the address of your right subnode, whereas this store null pointer, and this also null pointer and a null pointer. Okay, if I talk about a in order one way traversing, in order की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so after using the left thread का काम क्या है? Now notice over that. Here this field contain a null pointer and this fields also contain null pointer. Notice over the definition. We can use a null pointer field. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? यूज करेंगे null pointer field को to contain the address pointer which point to the next node during the traversal. traversal के दौरान क्या होगा कि ये point करेगा आपके next node को. तो कैसे point करेगा? तो we can use here the null pointer field. अब जो पॉइंटर हमारा नल पॉइंटर स्टोर किए हुए है, हम उस फील्ड को यूज करेंगे. जैसे हमारा ये नल पॉइंटर यूज किए हुए है, ये सी हमारा नल पॉइंटर यूज किए हुए है. ओके, डी हमारा नल पॉइंटर यूज किए हुए. सो ड्यूरिंग द ट्रैवर्सिंग हमारा क्या होगा? ट्रैवर्सिंग यहाँ पे स्टॉप हो जाएगा, है ना? ए बी नो सी, दिस इज स्टॉप. So in this case, there is requirement to traversing के लिए हम लोगों को क्या यूज करना है यहाँ पर? लेफ्ट थ्रेड, राइट थ्रेड according to our requirement, and the implementation That such done over this will called threaded tree. ये हमारा क्या कहलाएगा? थ्रेडेड कहलाएगा. So in left thread, one way left thread in order की अगर बात की जाए, so this null pointer during the traversing, this null pointer store the address of this field. Okay, this is what? This is a left in threaded binary tree. ये हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? Left in order threaded binary tree. Okay, this store the null value, this store the null pointer. ये हमारा क्या store किए हुए है? null pointer store किए हुए है. And this point your this root node like this. Okay, similarly this field E, this field also point your root node like this. Now again, this left field also point your root node like E. Okay. So during the traversing के दौरान हमने देखा ये जो लेफ्ट फील्ड है, जो नल पॉइंटर है, वो क्या कर रहा है? होल्ड कर रहा है एड्रेस टू द नेक्स्ट नोड का एड्रेस होल्ड कर रहा है फॉर द ट्रैवर्सिंग पर्पस, ट्रैवर्स करने के लिए. So this is the left in order threaded tree. Now when I talk about the right in order threaded binary tree, so now notice over that how can this point? So this is the right field, this is the right field, this is the right field, and this is the right section. Okay, that will store, that will point the address of your next field during the traversing. Okay, so this is the green line that indicate your right in threaded binary tree. So this hold the address and this point your next node like this B. अब ये हमारा क्या कर रहा है? C होल्ड करेगा एड्रेस किसका? रूट नोड का, जो कि ड्यूरिंग द ट्रैवर्सिंग आफ्टर C A B C, यहां तक ये क्या हो रहा है? स्टॉप हो जा रहा है ना? तो आई नीड टू ट्रैवर्स नेक्स्ट नोड. अब यहाँ पे जरूरत है क्या? नेक्स्ट नोड पे ट्रैवर्स होने के लिए. सो इन दिस केस हियर आई यूज थ्रेड. सो ड्यूरिंग द राइट इन थ्रेडेड बाइनरी ट्री, दिस राइट साइड, ये जो राइट साइड है विच होल्ड नल पॉइंटर, जो कि हमारा नल पॉइंटर होल्ड किए हुए है, दिस हेल्प्स यू टू पॉइंट योर नेक्स्ट नोड ड्यूरिंग द ट्रैवर्सिंग. ये हमारा पॉइंट कर रहा है हमारे नेक्स्ट नोड को फॉर द ट्रैवर्सिंग पर्पस. सो दिस इज द राइट इन थ्रेडेड ट्री. नाउ नोटिस ओवर दैट दिस इज आल्सो स्टोर योर नल पॉइंटर, ये नल पॉइंटर स्टोर किए हुए हैं एंड दिस होल्ड आल्सो द एड्रेस ऑफ योर रूट नोड like this. Similarly, this hold the address of your right node like this. So this will called left in threaded binary tree and single this will called your right in threaded binary tree. But we can also apply a both way during the traversing. हम लोग दोनों ways को use कर सकते हैं during the traversing. So in this case when I try to use a both way left in threaded binary tree and right in threaded binary tree for the traversing purpose, so this will called your two ways traversing. Okay, so thank you for watching this. In my next part where I discuss about the program regarding this. Thank you for watching this.